was a phone setter manager as well, generated at least over $500,000 as well. So I've got experience phone setting, I've got experience closing, more so towards the phone setting, but I do know what I'm talking about when it comes to both of these two things. So I just want to start off the call by doing that. I know how to close and I know how to phone set. I mean, I even managed to teach David how to close somehow, and now that guy's closing deals left, right, and centre. Don't know how I've managed that. Even Yomi said that's a testament to my coaching abilities. but here we are. We've got David closing. So before we get into things like objections and theory behind phone setting and closing, there's two major formulas that we're going to discuss here that are going to dictate how successful are you at doing this. You know, we're not DM setting anymore. We're using our voice. We're using our voice to sell people. We're either selling them on a call or we're selling them on a close. And it's the same thing, both ways. It's the same thing. The first formula, mindset times activity times performance. Now that's pretty generic, right? That's across all areas of sales. Mindset, activity, and performance. But we'll dive deep into that. Because some of these things, it's like I can even reflect on myself and it's like I could improve on that. And if I improved on that, then I'd probably earn a lot more money. Stillian, you've met Roll, right?
Yeah.
I know Aman's definitely met Roll. One amazing thing about Roll that I'll say, and this like really like I was just like, damn, this guy's great. I was in Liverpool with him maybe 2 weeks ago. And one thing that he said was in the coffee shop where me and Roll were just sat having a coffee. And he was like, so what's your intention behind this coffee? And I'm like, Roll, what the fuck are you talking about? Genuinely, like, Roll, what are you on about? It was like, well, what's your intention? Like, I know my intention behind this coffee. I want to speak to you about what do you think like I should do? Like, what sort of direction should I put my content towards? That's what I want to speak to you about with this coffee. I was like, okay. Right. Well, I didn't really think about it like that, but I suppose my intention behind this coffee is to absorb your beautiful wisdom. He's a very intelligent man. He says everything he does throughout the day is intentional. If he's walking down the street, okay, well, my intention is to walk down the street and make sure my posture's good or something like that. Like everything is intentional. What's my intention behind this meeting? And one thing that I noticed about him, even before Liverpool, is Roll is always asking. All the time, asking. Oh, so what did you think about that? Oh, is there anything that I could have improved on? He'll do a group call for his IDs into reality school community, and he'll call me on WhatsApp after. It's like, hey, bro, like, what did you think of the call? And I was like, oh, it was great, bro. It's like, oh, well, what do you think I could have done better next time? I was like, I don't know, maybe you could have like got some wins or something, like got some wins for everyone's week to get people fired up for the call. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that's a good idea. I'll do that next time. What else could I improve on? And he'll literally like keep digging, and he'll always catch me off guard. I was like, bro, I don't even know what to tell you right now. I don't know what else. It was good, all right? Just chill out. It was good. And he's always doing that about every little thing. And I'd noticed that previously, but it tied back together when I was in Liverpool, because like everything that I do has got an intention. Everything that I do, I'm trying to make myself better. Everything I do is that I'm trying to get better at something, right? So this mindset times activity by performance. So the first thing on this thing is mindset. The first part of this formula, mindset. Obviously, you guys are alpha setters. I shouldn't really need to explain what a savage mentality is. Right? You know, that's like your birthright as alpha setters. It's inside all of us. Savage mentality. Work hard, work hard, work hard, work harder. Progressive overload the workload. Just keep working harder. Just ruthlessly attacking our goals every single day. We know about the part-time savage mentality and the full-time savage mentality. We know about that. But what about the growth mindset element of things? And this is something that I don't see enough anymore. I want to see more of it. So David's a good example of the growth mindset because I don't think there's anyone in the entire world that I speak to more than I speak to David. And I'm not even joking. I don't speak to my mum as much as I speak to David. I don't speak to Yomi as much as I speak to David. Like, there's no one in this world that I speak to more than I speak to David at this point. Because David's on me all the time. Screenshots, conversations, blah, 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 whatever it is. He's on me all the time. And I love that about David. And one good thing about David is I don't just tell him how to do something. Like, I'll tell him what to do, and he'll actually go away and do it, which is the good thing about David. There's some people that I tell them to do something and they don't fucking do it, and it just makes me want to just beat the fuck out of them. It makes me want to actually hurt the person. Do what I tell you to do, boys. And it's not even a sense of asking me for feedback. It's not even just asking me for help. It's the other boys, asking the other boys. I've seen Simon post in the group recently, like, oh, does anyone want to do role play with me? I love that. Is anyone here just curious, like, worked in like in-person sales? Oh, Killian's in the call as well. What are you saying? Has anyone worked in in-person sales before?
No.
So,
No.
one thing about in-person sales, you know, it sounds like quite like a dead thing. Like, getting into the office every day. But genuinely, like, the office environment was so beneficial for me to learn sales. Learning the skill of sales, the office environment was great. Because it can't be replicated in high-ticket sales space. I tried to replicate it a little bit, but it can't be replicated. Because within going into the office every single day, you don't have a choice whether, you know, you want feedback or you want to practice or role play with the boys. You just do it every day. You know what I mean? Like, it just happens. Whereas in high ticket sales, in appointment setting, it's kind of like you're learning, but like you're on your own. You're all in your own little bubble. You're all in your own little world, to the point where you're not getting feedback every day. You're not getting criticism and constructive criticism, and you're not getting feedback every day. So you're not learning and growing at the rate that you possibly could be if you was in an office environment. That office environment was so beneficial because it's like when I was a team leader for a cold calling team for home improvement, it's like my team didn't have a choice. Like, I'm giving them feedback. I'm sitting there and I'm listening to their calls, and they can't escape me. They can't escape me bad mouthing their appointment set. They get in it because I'm right there next to them. And as the team leader, they wouldn't sit there and start criticizing me, but I would consciously go out my way to ask them, okay, like, can you listen to my next call and like give me some feedback? I mean, you know, obviously, like, it sounds weird. Like, I'm supposed to be leading them. Why am I asking them for feedback? I'm supposed to know everything. But we all make mistakes. We're never perfect. It's a lot harder to criticize your own work than it is to criticize someone else's. So I know everyone here on this call is getting into set of management / growth specialist stuff. Who's managed setters? Like, who's actually managed setters, like, up until this point? Okay, David, Aman, and Stillian, kind of Killian. Killian, you'll answer that soon, come Monday. Hopefully that deal goes through. But you guys have all actively managed setters. You know, when you go through a setter's DMs, it's so easy to be like, actually, I would have said this. It's so easy to just be like, don't know about that one, mate. But when you look for your own conversations, it's so much harder to identify, like, what could you have done better? Because we've got this ego that kind of holds us back a little bit. Because we think we're the shit. I mean, I definitely think I'm the shit. I'm constantly in David's face, like, ha ha ha, I beat you at that outbound campaign. But even so, even I absolutely whooped David's ass when it came to outbound last week. Even I absolutely whooped his ass, 17 leads to 10. If David was to look through my messages, he would still find some ways that I can improve. Because it's just easier. Like, it just is genuinely so much easier to criticize other people. So that's part of the mindset side of this equation. As a closer, as a cold caller, or as a phone setter, whatever, record all your calls, ask for feedback. The first 15 minutes of the call yesterday with David that I had, David was like, oh, can we call 10 minutes earlier? I was like, no. Because what was I doing 10 minutes earlier? I was going through one of his sales call recordings and literally making pages and pages of notes of the sales call so that I could hit him with the feedback. It's the fastest way to improve. Genuinely, the fastest way to improve. And obviously, as long as you're always improving, you're always making more money. So that's part of the mindset thing. Obviously, the savage. I don't need to talk about the savage. I'm not even going to. I don't need to. You guys are studs. You won the push-up challenge, for fuck's sake. You're savages, right? You got that. But the growth mindset is something I want to see. Asking your clients, asking your team leaders, asking the guys that work for you. I don't care. Asking anyone, asking Alpha Setters, asking me, asking anyone for feedback is so, so, so important.